Lay down. Okay, we're not going to do that. Just an example of why we think it's so important to know what their opinion is of what we're fixing to do. She was like, I don't know. The devil's spawn's running around making crazy noises. I don't know what that is. I'm not sure that this is the best thing for me to just get captured up and pushed around. And if I got a choice, then I'm gonna take the what do you call it? The most efficient, time-saving, energy-saving.
The easy way out.
Yeah, and that's natural. Humans, everybody's the same way. We're always looking for the easiest way to get through the day. And if this isn't engaging enough for her, then she's going to choose to stay away. Now, we got enough done with her understanding the yield her hindquarters that she kind of understood the catching game, which means that her job is to catch me. If she doesn't catch me with her attention and her nose, then I'm going to go to her hindquarters until she does catch and hold. And once this becomes just natural for her, like, man, every time you come around, you bring cookies, you get scratches, you do something nice for me, and all I have to do is, do a little march here and there and move out of your way. I'd have to do that with any other horse I lived with unless I was the dominant one. So, I mean, it's all we're trying to do is make the right thing easy, the wrong thing difficult, not impossible. They got a choice. The wrong thing would be, we want to catch you and go play with you, and your idea is, nah, I just want to hang out with my friends over here. We just keep pushing her around until she's like, okay, fine. I can't figure out how to get out of this puzzle. Okay. Go with you, and then when she does connect with me, then I reward her for that, in a way that she likes. Now, she would like to go run around and sniff poop, but we're trying to keep her connected to us instead of what other horses may be around here. So in essence, we're just trying to be like a horse that they can't get enough of. The benevolent dictator that, man, you're the coolest partner I could ever be around. That's where finding all the itchy spots, and once she relaxes and go, oh, you're really trying to do something for me. You know, other than me listening to Mother Nature saying, that's a predator. You got to stay on guard all the time. Wait for when that guard comes down and she starts really connecting, like she would another horse that she enjoyed being around. Then that's when all the magic, it seems the magic happens, because now you have some communication, some rapport and respect. But this is almost like you could describe it as boot camp. She got drafted into being a horse in Human World 2020 versus what she was programmed for by Mother Nature 10,000 years ago. How to survive. So they come with pre-programming. We just got to go in there and hack it a little bit and go, yeah, but if you're programmed to follow a leader, so if I prove to you that I'm a great leader, then you'll follow me. And that's when all the good stuff happens. And she goes, man, whatever I do, whatever idea I have, if it's a good idea, it's a good idea, and we do it. If it's a bad idea, you start asking me questions like, can you do this? Can you do that? And get my idea off the bad idea. You're not just saying, no, don't do that. You're just going, oh, well, you know, if you're going to disconnect and go make a decision without me, then I'm going to ask you a few questions. And she says, yes. And you go, okay. Oh, what about this? Oh, yes. Until she goes, let me just stay with you instead of, you know, deciding. I guess it's your subtle way of saying that's not a good idea. Like go out into the traffic. You know, they don't know. They don't know that something's not going to stop for them. You know, in their world, anything that comes to you is either a predator or they want to greet you in some way. So they may just stand and step in front of the road and go, oh, if I get in their way, then whatever it is. So we're just teaching them where the lines are, what the rules are in the world that they live in today versus what they're pre-programmed by Mother Nature. And most of those things are congruent. But when they're not, when the leadership has to take over, they have to be okay with that without question. Almost like boot camp. When the sergeant, the corporal, all them, they can tell you whatever. But when the general comes in, it's serious business. And the more we present ourselves as, the more we know about what the rules are, and when we can see in their mind them getting off track and stopping it sooner, do less sooner rather than having to do more later. If you miss it, I mean, you're going to miss so much. But watching all this, you'll be able to see some of the changes in her eye and her head shape and her breathing and her body loosens. Those are just little things that you don't even know it's there that you can be looking for, that's going to expand your vocabulary with her. It's mostly just, I see you not paying attention to me and I would like your attention. Another horse would do that. If he was a dominant horse, come up to him and they weren't paying attention, well, they're going to push into their space until they go, whoa, whatever, what do you want? And that's all we're trying to do, is just do it in a lighter, softer way, so they're more apt to go to war with us. Whatever we say is a good idea, because we practice all these little things. A bad idea gets me back in kindergarten, and a good idea gets, you know, we just kind of get an idea where you think's a good idea, then we don't have to go through all that, and we'll go off. And then whenever it'll fall off, they'll go, oh, wait a minute, and Mother Nature's on my shoulder going, well, you don't, and you go, oh, okay. So to be a good leader, go, look, I know you haven't been in this situation before, let's stop, take a breath, get back, you know, a little bit, maybe ask a couple questions and let them looking good and go, look, it's just a tree shaped funny. It's not a, you know, whatever it is. And they'll look at it and they may not be comfortable. It's okay. Well, let's turn to the side and do a hind quarter yield and a fore quarter yield as we're moving away from it, until they get to a distance. They go, oh, I can look at it without fear. I'm far enough away that if it starts to move, I can get out of here without having to be, you know, like this. And then once they start looking at it and you keep changing, you know, change their point of view a little bit, ask a question, take their eye off of it and bring it back on, just like one of those visual mind tricks they do with all the different squares and stuff. If you're looking for the rabbit or you see or the bunny, whatever, that if just the perspective you look at it from. So if they change their perspective, they got a chance to not see it as something predatory, and they give you credit because you went, oh, as a good leader, you went, oh, you felt how I felt, and you said, okay, let's see why you felt that way, instead of going, don't be stupid, get up there and be brave. And they're going to get brave when you run into enough situations that you ask the right questions to get their mind off the bad thing onto the good thing. And then we go off together and go, man, just seems like every idea you have must be. I don't get any discomfort from it. You know, it's as you build up. You know, you don't go to a 10-mile ride 2 days after you start riding, but as you build up to all the tolerance and the fitness level and the acceptance that it's. Oh, I feel that a beginning's coming. The middle may last who knows how long. But I know there's going to be an end. There's going to be a rhyme to the reason, and I'm going to get back to this. So they end up tolerating and go, well, we're going, but I know you're not going to push me past outside my comfort zone too far. You're not going to do anything to put my life in danger. Then I'll just go, because if I don't go, now I'm doing kindergarten stuff, and that's as the smarter you get, the less they want to go. Ugh. And they'll get where they just almost clip it out before you can even ask, because they know that's the pattern, and horses are pattern seekers just like humans. They're looking for that pattern, so when they know they've got to go through these, you start to lift your hand, they're giving you the nose, they're giving the hind quarters, doing the forequarters, going, okay, I'm back with you, let's don't do it. And that's all higher performance stuff is just getting everything, doing the basic stuff, getting the foundation, the steps right, and then speeding it up over time until it's just click, click, click. Because just like a football quarterback, if they learn it, or a pitcher or something, if they don't throw the ball properly for the biomechanics of their arm and shoulder, then they're going to have the Tommy John surgery, or blow out their arm, or have other issues because they're stressing some tendons where they could have, if they were relaxed part through this part of the throw, then that wouldn't put stress on. It's just there's a whole biomechanical sequence to that they didn't know about for years and years, till they slowed it down, and then science got a hold of it and went, oh, wait a minute, if you turn your wrist this way, it's going to torque this bone too much, and that's where the stressors are coming from. So we can find out what her stressors are, what she thinks she needs to do to protect herself, and just keep proving. There it was. Whew. Your brain finally kicked in. I don't know. And that's another thing. If they're in a thinking state, it's going to be easy for them to do that, because they go, oh, let me just hurry up and do this so you can start petting me again. But if they're in a reactive state, they're going to want to stay with the ribs straight and tight, and not bend them in order to allow that maneuver to happen. So that's another key. You go, oh, you're still in your reactive state. But if you're stepping around like that, then maybe you're thinking, because I'll quit as soon as you try the right direction. It's getting better. But she doesn't know me, and she has no reasonable expectation that she can trust me just because I'm shaped and look like you. So the way I move around her is what is going to prove to her that I know how horses think, feel, act, and play, and I can, I can kind of basically read their mind. Yawning's good. You might be too smart for your own good.
You're making me yawn.
Good. That's the first time she's shown me a spot. First time I got any real reaction out of her. Sometimes when something feels good to them, they're relaxing, you can hear their stomach gurgle, like loudly. So even if they're hiding it trying to hide it in their face and stuff and not show you how it feels, it just may be, average itch. It may not be anything to get excited about. And some horses have different tolerances, and some will just go crazy about it. Yeah. Exactly. As you'll find spots on her that she'll give you that too, and that'll really increase the relationship. She's getting a lot better, less worried about me being over here.
Yeah.
More curious about me.
Keep going the other side.
Yeah. Yeah, she's checking in with me like that instead of just being stuck still and still not sure. Her programming is just like any programming. Think of it as a ski slope. If you've done things, went one way the whole time, then that's going to be a pretty deep groove. You won't be able to get out of it as easy. But if you get the beginning at a different start place, then you can plow that new path, and that other path will snow over and they won't use it as much because it's just so everything we ask them to do, they're going to make a decision. Do I need to worry, or do I need to go, think about what is he asking so that I can hurry up and get my reward? Another good spot. Now she's really opening up to me. That's so much better, huh? That's better. We can go together and be friends. Try to give her stuff another horse couldn't give her, and other stuff that she can't get herself. She doesn't even know how much she might like it. You still worried about this side now? I thought we got over this. Let me try the comb. Oh, we're getting somewhere. I have to dig harder than I could with my nails.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Now we're getting somewhere. Now we'll become even more important to her. We showed her something she didn't know she could get. They're handy. Now there's a paycheck I like. That's really another way to think of it. We're just trying to put as many deposits in that emotional piggy bank that we basically, like you would your kid, you raised him to 18 before you kick him out. You try to give him a good Good hope, but he's also an investment in your future too. So that's what we're trying to be with the horse. Be that perfect partner, teacher. Horse is never wrong. They don't speak our language. They can't read Google. They just know what they've been programmed and what they learn. She's moving around and getting the right, trying to help me out. What about this side? That's good stuff. That's good stuff. Just experiment. If you're pushing too hard, they'll move away. You'll find most of them probably, I find that a lot with people don't push scratch hard enough. And once they do, I was surprised that she's very thick-skinned. Or I was pushing pretty hard with my nails before. Still wasn't enough. Ah, now you have value. Now I have a reason to be around you. And if all she has to do that is take a few steps here and there, place her feet right, before you know it, it'd be 10 miles down the road. Those babies we raised, they got to know that trick from birth. They were always running around, or if they couldn't show, it was like inside their leg or something, they'd poke at it with their nose and look at you like, here. That feel pretty good? That feel pretty good? You leave me again? That's something else I was going to try to explain. It was probably the hardest thing for me to learn about is getting your energy up, driving energy like a magnet, pushing away or attracting. You have to oscillate between both in yourself, and getting that up, it's hard to explain how to do it, but it's almost like if she starts to ignore me, then I'm going to start moving away and thinking, oh boy, now I'm going to get to tag her booty. And I'm going to give her lots of chances and make lots of noises to see it coming, and she's got a choice. She keeps ignoring me, I'm going to get closer and louder. Keeps ignoring me, she's going to get tagged. And she's going to go, oh, now, you see, I already see horses are experts at what happens before what happens. When I start, immediately after I found some good spots, if she went away, as soon as I stopped scratching, she was like, oh, wait a minute, I better. So she's already going up. If the scratching stops, then probably the movement is going to begin, and let me pay attention so I can do the least amount of that movement as I possibly can get away with. Uh-oh, what was that for? Old habits die hard. And that's just an example of the old programming kicking back up. It's normal for humans to go, damn it, you should know better than that, and you know, get angry at the horse about it instead of going, oh, you misunderstood my approach, let me just start again, and now everybody feels better, and eventually that's all going to go away, because that's, if I have to step back and readjust, that's a bigger delay into getting that scratch that she wanted or really appreciates once she gets it. Do you want a cookie? Do you just want cookies? Ugh. Smarty pants. Smarty pants. You saved yourself some trouble. Smarty pants. Oh, you're so silly. You're so silly. Super silly. Super silly. If she's misunderstanding that energy as driving energy rather than just a rhythmic kind of a swatting flies off her legs, just being comfortable with my tools. My tools, I think, have an extension of my hands and my arms and my legs, so I don't want her to ever be afraid of them. They're all just signals, tools to signal with. Oh, habits die hard, huh? Yeah. Oh, she's, oops, you're almost, Brainiac, almost. See, if she kept moving while I was doing that, that was the wrong answer, so if I had to stop, she would have thought, oh, that's what I was supposed to do. Whether now she kept moving and she wasn't supposed to, I kept doing it until she went, well, let me try stopping and see if that gets him to quit. So she gets to be in control of when I start and when I stop. She's so smart. She's so smart. What a good girl. Oh, she's that little girl genius. She's so smart. Oh, you'll like it in the summertime. Get those flies off your legs for you. You'll like it. You will like it. She's pretty good. Uh-oh. Almost. Almost. Your brain almost clicked in the wrong direction. Yeah. Your reactor turned on for a split second. Split second. Ugh. Thank you, Smarty Pants. I know. I know. Nope, that wasn't it. There it is. What took so long? I don't know. You went to sleep on me. Did you do a sleepy pie? She went sleepy pie. Sleepy pie. Sleepy pie. Oh yeah. Is that a wheelbarrow you can sit in too? That's easier.
Sit in.
Yeah, if you tip it down
Oh.
on the handles.
Okay.
That's an old barn trick. No chairs with a hanger. She's so smart. She's so smart. Uh-oh, where are you going? Where are you going?
Would it be okay with you if I brought a camera out here?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay.
This is all for you.
I really need to see you moving as much as the horse.
Yeah, I was going to ask you how that was working for you.
Well, I could tell what you were doing,
Yeah.
know. And I like that. I like the video that you're doing. And I can tell what you're doing, but there's going to be times where I'm not going to be able to.
Yeah, that's the next part of the. I'll add to it. I'm just really started as an experiment, thinking it'd be a good idea to
That is.
document everything, and then but getting the other camera we actually bought a device that would follow you around. You know, that you put a band on and it'd follow the horse or you or whatever. It would track you basically, but it didn't work. But I just think we got one that was broken. Somebody tried to resell it. But they have those, but it's like I said, I barely have enough time to process the video on the ones I do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like all the babies I shoot and all the racehorse stuff I do, I don't even process it into one. Though the camera breaks it down into 12-minute videos, and then you have to run it through the computer to put them all together. Why, I don't know, but something to do with the way the cameras are set up. They just cut every video up into 12-minute segments. You got a choice. You can either stand still or move. I don't care which one. You can do either one. If you move before I ask you to, we're gonna have to go get reset, start again. Uh-oh. Oh, that'll get you. You can be all right. Just want to keep proving to her that, you know, the important part is that she gets the standstill really strong, and then when she moves around, it's because she tells us she's saying, I'm not comfortable with you there. Say, okay, so if you're not comfortable, we can get reset, practice our yields real quick. Not paying attention. If you're paying attention, you can figure it out. Oh, there it is. Whew. See how her head came down? That's really what we're looking for. She can mechanically do everything right, but not be in the right space mentally. But you know she is when her head drops. It's almost like submission. Okay. Because we're not trying to beat up the recruits in boot camp to form them to make a good army. We're just trying to do the same thing, you know, at a slower rate in a way they could understand, so they don't feel, because they didn't choose to join the army in the first place, that they're, whatever the punishment for disobeying, if it's something they can understand and it's repeated until they, just like push-ups or whatever they use in the army. If I screw up, they're not going to, you know, take me out and whoop me. They're going to make me do something to make me stronger. It's a punishment, but it also makes you stronger. So the stronger she is, and those yields and the standstill, understanding of the basic stuff, that's really, everything else is just a refinement of the basic stuff. Start with the lightest pressure possible, but use as firm as necessary to get a try in the right direction. So we're always trying to be as soft as possible, but now that she knows me better and she knows kind of what we're supposed to do, I can up the pressure a little sooner, so she doesn't think, you know, I'm always going to count to 4 before I tag her. I may count to 4 before I tag her, but 2 and 3 may be a lot shorter distance between them than they used to be. So I may go 1, 2, 3, 4 until she goes, well, when I see 1 starting to happen, I better start paying attention and figuring it out, because no telling, he's going to count to 4, but it may be a different speed, as long as we're consistent with that. Path of least resistance, that was a word I was trying to think of.
Okay, yeah.
They're experts at finding that path of least resistance. And if they think this commotion is more detrimental to them than just staying in their comfort zone, doing what they know, then they're going to want to stay there. But if we make it more difficult to resist us and to ignore us and not pay attention, and on the converse, if we pay well for every attention we get, when they really do pay attention and do the right thing, really reward them for it, so they just start thinking that's the pattern. That's the pattern's going to be every time. If I'm disconnected, it's going to be commotion. If I'm connected, we're going to get along great. I may have to do a couple things, but they don't know it, but it's way better than being turned into basically a slave, made to do things. Once horses understand what it takes to be a good herd member, especially as well as it pays, they stay out of the need to be in a reactive state. They're just going to keep gravitating towards let me just think about this and figure out what it is to get out of it'd probably be a lot better. Survival instinct's very strong in them, so. Another hindquarters. That wasn't it. That was not it. That was not it. It was a little better. It wasn't perfect though. Nobody's telling you to move. You can stop if you want to. See what I mean? See what I mean? Come in here, scratch your belly. You might like that. Oh, is that too ticklish? That was too ticklish. That was a nice one. Oh, can I come in here? Can I come in here? Oh. You're moving forward. You're not supposed to move forward. Oh, my goodness. It's so hard. It wasn't that hard. I tried to tell you. You don't want to listen. I tried to tell you, but you don't want to listen. Where's these smarty pants? These smarty pants. Ah, good job. She almost mistook that energy as driving energy versus friendly or confident energy. I know, she doesn't have to be so silly. She doesn't have to be so silly. I don't know if you've run across this quote yet. I think it's Ray Hunt. So horses are only doing one of two things: what they think they're supposed to do or what they think they need to do to survive. So in her case, why she moves away is because she thinks, I don't know, this is starting to feel like somebody with nails on my back, you know.
Yeah.
Could be predatory. Could be a bad thing for me if they get above me. We just keep tipping that away, tipping it away. She's getting more curious about me. She's opening up, and then the itchy spots in her nose and her lips that she hadn't thought about are all being activated, and she's starting to be in a thinking state and looking for comfort, and realizing that if I get back in these positions, it's not going to be the worst thing. If she's bothered by it, then it's not the worst thing. She just thinks I'd not feel comfortable. That's not her. Don't move your feet. Don't move your feet. You're not paying attention. You're not paying attention. You're not paying attention. That's not so bad. So smart. So smart. Yep. Sure will have been improvement for tomorrow. Brought you a hoof pick there by the.
Oh, I brought one.
Oh, you brought.
Thanks.
Yep.
Usually have one in the car. Put them in my back pocket and take them home accidentally.
Yeah, that'd tear up your seat. I've done that a couple of times.
What do you think of the way this horse walks? I mean, it moves. Does it look like it moves okay?
Oh yeah, yeah. There's nothing. I mean, I'd have to look closer for like performance. You want, you know, precision angles and everything, but for just being a horse, she moves perfectly fine. Ah. I know. It's hard to stay paid attention all the time, isn't it? She drank a bucket and a half last night, so I'm gonna fill her up, and she's starting to relax a little bit. Where was she? What kind of a paddock was she in before? A stall or?
No. She's in a pasture. She can come in a stall if she wants, but we don't keep them in stalls.
Yeah.
We keep them outside.
Any questions?
Nope.
Good girl.
Looking good. I really like the way you move. I mean, I've seen a lot of guys, they just go at it too
Yeah.
fast, too hard. You know, you got
Yeah.
some finesse.
And like even the colt start competitions, you can move a lot faster. You're gonna, you're not gonna get the relationship as down, as well as them just understanding you're another horse and you're more dominant, so you can make me move or cause me to want to move in the right direction at the speed you want.
Yeah.
And you can kind of buffalo them, but if you didn't do any more than that on down the road, then they'd start questioning your authority, and you'd have wrestling matches, and then you'd add too much pressure, and they'd get worried about that, and then the relationship goes even further south. But I guess the biggest difference is it's relationship based, and the thought on, if we can just understand how they looked at the world, then we can present what we're asking in a way that they can go, oh, just like make the wrong thing easy and the right thing difficult. Not impossible.